welcome back to another video. Now today, Shannon and I are going to be sharing our top 5 favourite Disney characters. So we've shared our top 5 favourite Barbie characters. We can't really do Bratz because there's only 4 main girls and so many side characters, but we don't really know them that well. So we are doing Disney characters, Disney princesses I should say to be exact, sorry. Because Disney characters is way too many, but Disney princesses we are doing our top 5 of. So I only actually had a solid top 3, but I recently watched a movie and I'll talk about that later. My number 5 isn't really set in stone, but for now, yeah. So I will start off with my 5th favourite character, counting down. So my 5th favourite character I have decided is Anna from Frozen. Like I said, this one isn't set in stone. I really wasn't sure about a 5th favourite character because I was rewatching a lot of Disney movies in preparation for this video a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, I don't know, like I watched Brave for the first time and I was like, eh. And then I rewatched Tingles and I'm like, I do like Rapunzel, and I watched Cinderella, I watched live action finally. But then I decided, I was like, you know what, I think Anna deserves a lot of love, and I definitely love Frozen 1 and Frozen 2, and she was really the star of Frozen 2, and I was so glad that we were able to see the focus a bit more, I guess, on developing her character strength, and that's what I really do love about her. I love how she sings The Next Right Thing. It really kind of made me cry when I was in the cinemas watching it. And, I think, she's obviously a really overshadowed character. And I mean, I'm saying that as someone who Elsa's obviously in my top 5 and she's higher up. So I say that as someone that loves Elsa, that she's definitely overshadowed because she doesn't have any magical powers. So she's not as beloved as other people because she doesn't have, these beautiful ice powers like Elsa has. But she has this amazing inner strength, and her power is in her love for people, not just her love and her relationship with Kristoff, but in her love for her sister, her love for her kingdom, her love and protection of other people, and I think that is why she's very admirable and why she definitely deserves to be in my top 5. So yeah, I really began to adore her in the second Frozen movie. Especially when she kind of broke down and showed that heart of herself, because she's someone that tries to really remain positive no matter what, even when in the first movie when she found out about Elsa's powers and she was trying to remain positive, like, it's okay, we can go back, we can fix everything, it's fine. And then in the second movie she kind of just broke down and like, well, it's not okay and I don't know anymore what to do, but she didn't know what to do, but she was just trying to do the next right thing. And so I think that's important too, because I get to that point so many times in my life where I do try to be positive, but sometimes you just don't know what to do. And even right now I'm kind of going through that, and I'm just trying to do what is the next right thing for myself. So my top 5th favourite is Anna. And on that note, I really need to get an Anna doll. I have 2 Elsa dolls, I don't have an Anna. That's crazy.
Well, I have to say that my first 4 favourites came rather easily to me, but it was a struggle when I was trying to think of my 5th favourite. But after giving some thought to all of the princesses and their movies, I've decided that I really do like Tiana. I think a lot of us can agree that she and the entire Princess and the Frog movie is kind of underrated. It's a good movie and Tiana is a great character. She is a hard worker, she is funny and sassy and quick-witted, she is fiercely determined, and her core values are really good. I would say she is truly an inspirational character because of her earnest determination and honest hard work to achieve the dream that she shared with her beloved father. But also because we get to really see her grow throughout the movie and discover the things that really matter in life. Her view on that became a little lost along the way, even though she thought she was doing the right thing. I think that can be the case with any goal-orientated person, or simply someone who is trying to pursue an individual goal. It's not all that uncommon to lose sight of what you're striving for in the first place and forget even why you're doing it. This is what happens with Tiana, and I really love watching her whole journey throughout the movie, where she is able to get her focus right again and remember the really important things that were the very heart of her dream to begin with. She is able to own her own mistakes and move forward with that same hard-working, dedicated spirit, but with a clearer focus on what really matters at the end of the day. I think she's really inspiring in this way and in many other ways. And overall, I think that Tiana is a very moral and honourable character.
Belle. She was actually my number 3, but she's moved up. I'm sorry, Belle. But my number 3 shall be revealed soon. But Belle, I adored her. I actually watched the live action Beauty and the Beast first before the animated one, crazily enough, but I have seen the live action, the animated, and the Enchanted Christmas, so I have seen all 3 of those. I really do love Belle. I definitely fell in love with her during that live action movie, but I have since watched the animated as well, and it just made me love her character all the more. Obviously I love how she's so intelligent. I love that she's a dreamer. I love the way that she loved the Beast, of course. She proved that love was definitely more than just skin deep, because everyone was saying, he's a beast. How can anybody love a beast? And not just that, but the people that knew him before he was a beast thought, this was an awful human being. So how can anyone love that? But, she has such a heart of gold. And I love that she really showed patience with him, kindness with him, gentleness with him. And she was able to teach him what it's like to be loved and to love. And so I really admire Belle for that. Of course, I really admire her courage so much. She took every situation, and she was obviously given a lot. She was stuck in a castle with a beast, never thinking she would never see her father or the outside world again. And so I think, she has so much courage as well. So I really just admire her courage, her patience, her kindness, her bravery. So yes, Belle is my number 4 favourite character.
Well, I have certainly been carrying on about Sleeping Beauty a lot as of late, and with good reason. The movie is a masterpiece, and I don't think it is any secret that I really love Princess Aurora. I have to say she is probably the most beautiful out of all of the Disney princesses to this day, and I suppose that is probably because she was intentionally designed to be that way. She is Sleeping Beauty after all. I think she has the most beautiful voice as well, both in song and in speech. I just think Aurora is beautiful in so many ways, not the least of which being her spirit and her demeanour. Aurora tends to get a lot of flack for being naive, lacking in character development, and especially for falling in love and being too dependent on the prince, or as most would simply put it, a man. That has never been how I've seen her though. I always saw her as beautiful inside and out. I love her for her gentle kindness and femininity, and just for all of the loveliness that you can tell is her heart. I guess that's why a lot of people view her as an example of the weak and passive woman. But I see those traits as something rare and worthy to be treasured and protected and admired, and I guess that's what Prince Philip thought as well. Aurora is also more of the whimsical kind, a romantic, and as I can freely admit, so am I. I think this is probably one of the biggest reasons that I connect to her. Overall though, I think that there is a lot more that is worth admiring about Princess Aurora than a lot of people give her credit for.
And my number 3, it was another new addition to my top 5, is Pocahontas. So, if you know, I think I posted on the story like ages ago, a couple months ago now, that I watched Pocahontas for the first time. I know, I'm 23 and I've just watched Pocahontas. Crazy. But I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, but I really did love it. I watched the second one like straight after. Um, uh, it was a really good movie. First off, I absolutely loved it. I watched it the next night, like the next night after that. I bought a Pocahontas doll, which is crazy because I didn't even have a Belle one, but I bought a Pocahontas one before her. But I really did love it. I think one thing I love was I just loved the scenery and the nature of the movie. But I really loved Pocahontas. I did love watching her. I think why I admire her so much is, again, she has those qualities of patience, courage, and bravery especially. She has so much, the way that she tries to be the bridge between her tribe, her people, and then obviously these invaders from Britain, and she's trying to be the peace, that bridge gap between them. And I think, obviously took a lot of courage, a lot of patience and bravery, and trying to see through both sides of it as well. And so she's definitely a mediator, which I like to think I'm a mediator myself, because I definitely always try to see both sides of an argument. Despite what I may strongly believe, and I still try to see the other side as well. And obviously that was a huge part of her role in the movie. And trying to keep the peace between the two of them, and then really try to go out of her comfort zone and experience their world as well. It was a foreign world, and her tribe wasn't open to seeing that world. They just wanted to stay in their own ways, which is fine, but at the same time she wanted to learn about these other people. And I think I definitely could learn from her courage and her bravery in trying new things and learning new things, and not being so scared and stuck in my own ways and traditions of things. So yes, I really did adore Pocahontas. Yeah, so I think it's just really about the character, the deep character inside of them. I think something that I really love about all of these women in my top is their courage and bravery, because I feel like I need so much of that in my life. So yes, I definitely really love and adore Pocahontas. I want to keep watching it again and again and finding more reasons to love her.
Where do I even begin? I could probably think of 100 reasons why I love Belle. Of course, she is very, very, very pretty, but I think she lives up to her name in more ways than her looks alone, and she doesn't really get enough credit for all the ways that she truly is so beautiful. Of course, many people do love her, and she doesn't get trashed on as much as the classic Disney princesses like Aurora and Cinderella. However, she does cop quite a bit of criticism, and I think we all know what I'm talking about. The Stockholm Syndrome, right? Thankfully, there are quite a few videos here on YouTube that go into proving that diagnosis of this character wrong, so I don't have to go into all of that. This view of Belle is never how I saw her at all, and such claims are ridiculous to me. Belle's love for the Beast was so honest and pure and true, and it's probably the thing that I love the most about her. What a lot of people don't realise though is that not every woman could have done what she did or loved the way that she loved. They call Belle weak for it, but I would say it's just the opposite. It takes a special kind of strength, a special kind of heart, a stronger one, to be able to love the way that Belle loved the Beast, or should I say the way that she loved Adam. Belle had the wisdom and the discernment to be able to see past the flaws of the man, because she was never blind to the things that made him the Beast, and into the heart of him, and she was able to see that there was still good there within. Whereas she cared nothing for a man like Gaston, because of, once again, the discernment that she so greatly possesses, that she was able to see through to the heart of both men and see who the true monster really was. When it comes to the Beast, or Adam, I think that Belle loved him in the best way that a woman can ever love a man. She wasn't blind to his flaws or his weaknesses, and she didn't ignore them. And contrary to popular belief, she also never made excuses for his nasty behaviour, and she called him out on it. However, she never demoralised him or tried to nag him into becoming a better person. When he needed to know that he was wrong, she told him, but the rest of the time, she just loved him. And it is this kind of love that she gave that literally saved the beast. It is what changed him from a beast back into a man, and a better man at that, because now he had a reason to be better. He found a woman who brought out the best in him and made him want to be a better man, all because she loved him in all of the right ways. I think this is so beautiful, and I could carry on about it for ages. It's my favourite kind of love. It's the reason why I love Beauty and the Beast as a story so much, and it's the reason why I love Belle. I also love the kindness that Belle treats everyone around her with, but she also doesn't take any nonsense. That is definitely the kind of person that I hope I am, or at least will be. And of course, you could probably tell this was coming if you watched our top 5 Barbie characters video, but I also love Belle because she likes to read, and so do I. A lot.
Elsa, of course. I love her so much. I've loved her since I watched Frozen 1 many years ago now. I still love her a lot. I mean, there's the obvious, of course, like I said, her awesome ice powers. I've always dreamed of having powers like that. So I can't imagine myself with fire powers or ice powers. One of those. So yeah, I thought that'd be cool. But yeah, of course, there's more to love about Elsa. You know, she's someone that had to live locked inside of herself for so much of her life, and I've found recently that I've actually been singing Let It Go a lot because I just want to be let it go of a lot of things that are going on in my life right now, and I just want to feel free again, like she does. You know, I so wish that I could run away into an ice castle in like the wilderness and just be alone and be myself and be free. Unfortunately, I can't do that, but you know, I admire her because it took so much strength and courage. Again, another theme in that, but to really be herself, to not be afraid, and then to come back as well and to lead Arendelle, because she was so scared of hurting other people, but she overcame that fear. Of course, that fear was overcome by love. Love always overcomes fear. And so I admire how she learned to love as well, because that's something that she really struggled with, obviously, was learning to love people, to not be scared to hurt them physically, emotionally, and she'd been isolated for so long. So, you know, I think there's so much that I can learn from her as well, and I think that's why I look up to all these women. It's their strength, their courage, bravery, and the fact that they all know that they have failures inside as well, and she knew that she had a lot of faults and a lot of things that she had to improve on, but she kept working really hard at those things until she was able to leave Arendelle, to not be scared, to be able to share her gift, to help them, and to, you know, share the beauty of her magic and her powers and the great leadership skills that she always possessed. And I mean, I'm talking about the first movie a lot, and this thing is just showed in there. She obviously showed an amazing amount of strength in the second movie as well, when she went to discover her past and how she came to get her powers and everything. You know, that was, and she also made the really hard decision to leave Arendelle, which I personally don't think was right, and I hate that decision so much. But anyway, you know, I still admire her to make the hard decisions, to be apart from her sister, but, you know, never that far apart, but still, you know, make a big decision and to leave the life she'd leave behind. So, yes, that's why Elsa is my number 2 favourite Disney princess.
Tangled is my second favourite Disney film and one of my favourite films of all time, so of course Rapunzel has to be on this list. She is definitely a big reason why I love this movie so much, and the list of reasons why I connect to her is a very big one. She is a sunshine girl inside and out. She is warm-hearted and giving. She has a huge imagination. She's enthusiastic and gets excited over the little things. She's a creative and she's a dreamer of very big dreams. Perhaps the biggest thing though is the extended period of time that Rapunzel spends alone and away from everyone else. Basically all of her life. She spent so many days, as she sings in the song, on the outside looking in. Now, I haven't spent my life locked up in a tower or anything, but I have spent my life kind of always locked up by something, kind of hidden and more on the outside of things. So this is one reason why I love the story of Rapunzel so much in general, and why the story of a lost princess hidden away somewhere has always appealed to me. I think that Disney did a great job with their version of this princess. They made her, to someone like me, very relatable, and really to everyone, extremely lovable and admirable. The thing that I love the most about her is that in spite of being alone for so long and locked away her whole life, she still has a really deep love for life. And despite being repeatedly told no and you can't, she continued to believe and to dream despite how seemingly untouchable those dreams appeared to be. Rapunzel is so full of life and love and hope. I relate to her, I am inspired by her, and I love her very much.
Of course, you even have to guess it, it is Milan. Of course, I love Milan. She's my favourite top Disney movie, and she's my favourite Disney princess. Look, there are so many reasons why I love Milan. I did watch a live action movie. It was like an entertaining movie, but definitely didn't feel like Milan or like a Disney movie. It's just like an entertaining movie as a movie is, so there's that. But I love the animated one so much. Milan, where do I begin? I mean, obviously, she had so, I've said this a million times today, but strength and bravery, but she, more than any of the other women did, because she was about to enter into a man's world to go to war, where she probably went to war thinking like, I'm gonna die, you know, I'm probably not going to make it back, and she was potentially going and risking her family being killed, her father being killed, even though that's why she went to try to save him. But if she was caught, anything could have happened to her father and her mother, you know. So of course there's so much bravery and strength, and I think selflessness really is the word for it as well. And I definitely need to learn selflessness, you know. Sometimes I think I'm not too bad in thinking of others, but there's definitely so much improvement I could do. And but you know, I'd like to think that if I was put in that position, I would follow in her steps and do anything I could to protect my family, to protect my friends and the people and things that I care about so much. But yeah, she is such a wonderful woman, brave, kind, strong, and you know, she wasn't the most elegant woman as shown, but she was never supposed to just be an elegant, delicate little princess set up in a castle, never to do anything, you know. She was supposed to be strong, a fighter, a warrior, and that's what I admire as well. Even though I definitely, as you can see, show my princess and dainty side, but I want to have that strength and that courage. That's what I also want. I want to have the heart of a warrior, someone willing to fight for what I love and for what I believe in. So yeah, that's really, I guess, why I love Milan so much, and why I love all of my girls. It's that common theme of bravery, strength, kindness, patience, love, all of those things that I really do admire. And I think that was kind of the same things that I really admired in my top Barbie characters too. I guess that really shows the kind of woman that I want to be in this life, and the kind of woman and the kind of heart that I want to have, and the kind of fighting spirit I want to have too. You know, I feel like I've been through a lot of battles in my life, but I've still got so much of my life left in me, I hope. And so I really want to be someone that faces this life with courage, bravery, inner strength, a warrior spirit, a fighting heart, but doing all of that with kindness, patience, love, mediation, being able to see both sides without cloud of mind, clouded judgment. So yes, those princesses, those gorgeous, lovely princesses are my top 5 favourite Disney princesses.
This one should come as no surprise if you have watched our channel before, or if you're just watching this video and want to judge from my background. My favourite Disney princess is Cinderella. This character means the world to me, and I hardly know where to begin with all of the reasons why. We all know Cinderella's story, and even with a surface level knowledge of the character, I think it's easy to tell that she is very lovely. However, when you really take the time to look into it, there is an astounding amount of beauty and goodness in the heart of this character. Cinderella possesses all of the most wonderful qualities that a woman or any person can possess. Kindness, perseverance, courage, strong faith, humility, compassion, grace, gentleness, just to name a few. Cinderella was a hard worker, and she seldom complained, even though she had every right in the world to, and she was kind to every living being that she encountered, even those who were most cruel to her. For a good portion of her life, Cinderella was dealt some of the most unfair cards that a person could ever be dealt. She had to endure incredible amounts of abuse and hardship and pain, and yet through it all, Cinderella remained ever gentle and kind. I know that Cinderella is a figure that is very popular to trash on these days. She is basically the #1 example of a weak and dependent woman. But I think she is exactly the opposite. One thing I think people need to realize about Cinderella is that she could have easily let her suffering turn her hard and cold and bitter, and no one would have blamed her, but she didn't. She realized that even if she didn't have a choice in what happened to her or how the people around her treated her, it was still always her choice who she decided she would be. And she decided that she would maintain that goodness in her soul, hold on to faith, and radiate kindness onto every single living being that she ever encountered. So many don't realize how much strength it takes to be that way, to make that choice, and the courage too. That is something that Cinderella has in spades. And once again, contrary to somewhat popular belief, Cinderella was always so brave and so strong. She is the strongest character I have ever watched, and she is beautiful to her core. In some ways, I almost look to Cinderella as if she was real, because the impact that she has made on me and my life has been very much so. And her story is one of the things that I am most thankful for to have in my life. I truly love this princess more than words can say. She is everything that I want to be. And that concludes our top 5 Disney princess list. Thank you all so much for watching this one. We really hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment and let us know who your favourite Disney princess is and why. And hopefully you will come back soon for one of our next videos. Peace!